Hello and welcome to Just One More Watch. Seems to be trendy at the moment on YouTube to release a video slamming Watch Gang and various other similar monthly watch buying subscription services. So I thought today I'd not do that. How you spend your money is entirely up to you. It is, after all, your money. And I'm not here to tell you your opinion, merely offer you mine. How much weight and value you put in that, again, is entirely up to you. If you've had a good think about it and Watch Gang is how you want to spend your hard-earned coin, be my guest. Indeed, you will find a 10% discount code in the description of this video. Help yourself. Now, this is the second video I've made about Watch Gang. They sent me one of their black tier pieces, the $99 level, back in February, and I thought it was pretty decent. Since then, they've sent me a second black tier and one of their platinum tier at $299. What I thought I'd do today is go through each of the three watches, mini reviews if you like, best described as one hit, one miss and one maybe, and then get into a more subjective analysis, what I think are the pros and cons of signing up with one of these watch subscription services long term. So with all that being said, let's get into it. So is everybody clear about how this works? You sign up for a monthly fee, either $29, $99 or $299 in Watch Gang's case, and you receive a random watch. You don't get to pick the watch, you receive a random package once a month through the post containing a watch that purports to be of considerably higher value than the price paid. These two with a black tier $99 and this your grey in the big box here coming in at $299. However, we all know that manufacturers lie about the MSRPs. They grossly inflate them so that you can buy the watch, you get a discount, you think you're getting a bargain there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a look at each of these watches in turn objectively. Are they worth $99? I don't care what the manufacturer said it's worth. Is it worth $100? And is this one worth $200? And then, as mentioned, go through some of the pros and cons of signing up for one of these subscription services long term. So up first is this TUW ruler that I got sent back in, I think it was January or February. I reviewed this one on its own and I gave it a decent review, and I think it still deserves a decent review. Basic specs alone suggest that this watch is well worth the $99 paid for it. We've got a sapphire crystal, we've got kind of Bauhaus styling, though to be honest it's a little bit overdone. We've got a thoroughly decent Milanese, look at that, a nice thick Milanese with a decent clasp, see-through caseback, and this watch contains the ubiquitous Seiko NH35. I think the key with this one though, 3 words at the bottom of the dial around the 6 o'clock. Those 3 words being made in Germany. So, 100 meters water resistance, automatic, sapphire crystal, Seiko, hacking hand winding movement, reasonable styling, solid Milanese, and made in Germany on the dial. I reckon that's worth $99 of anybody's money, frankly. The same cannot be said, however, of the next watch I received at that same black $99 price point. This William Gregor, by the way, I'm sure I went to school with him. I think he was in the year above me. A watch so uninteresting that I haven't even been bothered taking the stickers off it. It's a pretty dull, big lump of stainless steel, this one. William Gregor appear to be the very definition of a mushroom brand. Chinese watch factory settles upon a Western first and surname that has a certain ring to it, and then pumps out endless, dull as dishwater, anodyne watches. There's no history here, there's no heritage, there's not much styling involved either, I'm afraid. The watch I received claims €399 price tag, but there's no way on God's earth that you'd pay $399 for this one. Specs are not unreasonable, it's got solid end lengths. There's another one of those Seiko NH35s, this time with a signed rotor, as you can see. We've got a kind of press clasp thing happening. I can't even be bothered opening it for you. Applied indices, a piece of domed mineral crystal, but it's dull, it's dull, it's dull. Better buying a Citizen for $99. There are better watches available. This one's certainly not any great bargain. And I'll bring up the kittens momentarily. I think this Seiko is a little bit sick. That is way rougher than any NH35 or NH36 that I've encountered so far. I suspect that one hasn't been all that well when it left the factory in China. So one hit and one miss then at the $99 price point. Let's see what I received for $299. So this Your Grey, if that's how you pronounce it, is the watch I was sent for my Platinum 299 tier, and you know, you're getting a fairly stout, interesting packaging, and I think it's a really quite handsome looking watch, powered by a Miyota 9000, which is a movement I've got a bit of a soft spot for. It's a triple calendar as well. So it's a nicely proportioned thing, and I think that dial, I mean, there's an awful lot going on, but I think it's attractive. It kind of hangs it all together. Miyota 9120 powered, which is a Japanese high beat movement, as you can see. Lovely smooth sweep of that little red tipped second hand there, and it's the triple calendar version. So we have got the months at the 3 o'clock subdial, at the 6 o'clock we've got a 24-hour indicator, and day of the week, just in case you've forgotten that it's Sunday today, and a date window down at the 4:30 as well. Sapphire case back too, and an attractive looking Miyota. I always like these ones. Very much one of my favourite movements. Punch well above their weight category. Now it claims 100 meters of water resistance, which gives it a reasonably kind of tooly thing happening as well, in spite of the leather strap, but it's not a screw down crown, so I'm not entirely convinced that I want to go too far down in the water with this one. And then a friend told me that Barack Obama used to wear one of these Your Grey 6500s. Clearly an upgrade then from his old Casio F91W. Apparently it was gifted to him by the Secret Service, and not this model, but a kind of special that Your Grey did with a different dial, and he wore it fairly regularly. So definitely a little bit of a cool story attached to this piece then. And I think it looks surprisingly decent on wrist as well. You know, not all that sophisticated in terms of the case design. It's a little bit lumpen, but you know, there's a whiff of Speedmaster about it, dare I say it, nicely proportioned. The leather strap is one of those toad leather ones, but it's certainly going to wear well, given it's a little bit stiff in the first place. But if you look a little bit closer at the Your Grey, you can tell it was built to a budget. Check what's going on at the 10, the 11 and the 12. Those Arabics not really in line with the batons or even the minute track that's between the two layers. So, you know, not great QC, and there's a little nick, there's a little something that's got in, I suspect, before they installed the Sapphire, between the 9 and the 10 there as well. So perhaps QC not quite up to snuff with the Your Grey. And the loom is also pretty poor, suggesting that there's not been much investment in this one. Super Luminova is all well and good, but it's not just about having one layer, it's about how many layers you pump into those hands and the indices. This one looks like a bit of a dog's breakfast, not really well applied at all. And if you want to get it off the toad leather strap, you're going to struggle. Massively curved spring bars here mean you're going to have to get a strap that is designed to fit curved spring bars and those massively curved lugs, which is a bit of a shame. So I'm a little bit conflicted by the Your Grey then. I do like the looks of it, and it wears very nicely on the wrist, and it was Barack Obama's watch, so it gets the thumbs up from me for that for sure. Specs are also reasonable given the Sapphire and the Miyota triple calendar high beat movement, but QC issues abound, clearly built to a budget then. $299, it's a maybe from me on this one. So one hit, one miss and one maybe then. What can we learn from this 3-month snapshot of the Watch Gang purchasing experience? Well, there's clearly some good watches out there. I think that ruler definitely worth $100, definitely worth more than $100. So there are the odd bargain to be had, but there are some clunkers. You're going to get a few William Gregors, I'm sure, with your subscription. The $299, you know, it's going to be hard to consistently pay $299 for a watch that you don't get to pick. I think there's obviously far more risk for going with the higher tiers. I guess then the thrill comes from that surprise element and the possibility that you're getting something of value. There is also a thriving online community, a Facebook group with 10,000 plus members, people buying, selling, trading and flipping their Watch Gang subscriptions. Now, is that a good thing? Does it suggest that people aren't all that into watches they receive, or is that part of the appeal? Is part of the thrill flipping it, getting a new one, trading 2 for 1, 1 for 2, whatever, is that part of the enjoyment of the whole Watch Gang community, the Watch Gang experience? I'm not sure. Like I said at the beginning, have a good think about it. Perhaps you can have a couple of months of a subscription. You can cancel at any time. You're not locked into a longer term contract with these guys. So if you don't like what you're receiving through the post, then you're not under any obligation to stick with them long term. You can cancel. Is that surprise factor and the perception of value going to be enough for you, or are you better off just picking a watch that you want and saving up for something perhaps a little better than the ones getting sent to you by Watch Gang? So there you have it then, Watch Gang. I didn't do the takedown that other YouTubers have. I don't see any particular value in that. You want to spend your money this way, then go for it. Don't forget the discount code in the description of the video to take 10% off your monthly spend. However, be warned, you will end up with a drawer full of vanilla after 6 or even 12 months. Is that really what you want? Do you want a dozen William Gregors in your collection? Probably not. Good for a couple of months then, but I'm not sure if this type of subscription service has any great validity long term, especially not at the higher price points. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.